How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. So I suppose I've got some explaining to do, haven't I? Yeah. So I know some of you already knew that I had bought another XR, but I obviously know some of you on the channel won't know I've bought another XR. If you see my last video, you'll see that I was completely honest. I did regret getting rid of my last XR. I don't regret getting rid of it for the Aprilia because I did want an Aprilia. Absolutely loved that bike. It was phenomenal. But I can't lie, all the time I had that bike, I was always thinking about the XR and haven't made the right choice. I weren't sure, and I was trying to convince myself it was the right thing to do to get rid of the XR, buy the Aprilia because that's what I wanted, and I did want it. But this has always been in the back of mind about regretting selling the last one, so it's not really much of a surprise that it's gone full circle and I've gone back to an XR, even another red and black one. So let's start from the beginning then. Obviously, I made that video, and after making that video, I basically came back home and started looking on Auto Trader to see what XRs are around, because I kind of convinced myself that maybe the XR was the bike I should have kept. Obviously got a few of them come up. And then obviously that just then started triggering the, maybe I do want another XR, maybe I shouldn't have sold the last XR, should have kept it. The Aprilia is a great bike, but it's not really for me. And then I decided that literally the following day that I'd go out and look at one. I went and looked at a triple black version. Again, they're really nice. I really like the triple black. And this is why I weren't going to go for another red bike, because obviously my last XR was a red and black XR. And I felt that if I was buying a new bike, I want it to be different. So I'll go for a triple black or one of the white M Sport versions. And I did go look at the triple black and I liked it. And when I looked at a white M Sport version, and I did like it, but when I looked at the M Sport version, the white one, this was sitting in the same showroom, and I'll be honest, that just grabbed my attention much more. I know with the M Sport, you'll get like obviously like the fancy wheels, and it's like the M Sport colours and stuff out, which I get, but none of that bothers me. If a bike attracts me, then that's the one I'm likely to go for. And unfortunately, it's only the red that really attracted me. Now, I did think about going for one of the newer versions, the 2024, 2025 plate, but I'm just not overly keen on the colour schemes. Hence why I like this one, because it's just solid red and solid black. There's no messing around with the colours where the newer ones. I'll put a picture up. They've got the blue, they've got the white M Sport again, but it doesn't really grab me. And the black is literally just all black, and it just doesn't really do anything for me. So, and unfortunately I don't do a red one anymore, so I had no other choice but to go for the newest version of the previous model, gen. Yeah, you know what I mean. So basically this is what I ended up with. I've now got myself another red S1000 XR. And I'm a very, very, very happy boy. But there is differences to this XR to my last one. If you remember rightly, when I done my review video on my last XR, I used to complain so much about how far the bike used to lean over, how I wasn't really that comfortable with not really able to reach the floor properly on the XR because it was quite a tall bike. Well, this little baby is actually a lowered version. So getting off the side stand, easy, so easy. And it doesn't lean as far. It's really easy to get off the side stand. There's no effort whatsoever involved. I can reach the floor very comfortably. I'm flat-footed. Sit myself back and sort of something the balls of my feet slightly, but just enough to be comfortable. I'm genuinely surprised at how much difference that makes. I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes no difference to the way it rides, it makes no difference to the way it looks, but just the ease of just lifting off a side stand and having to be able to put my feet on the floor when I'm coming to a bit of an iffy road and stuff like that, it's honestly, so much better. So the way you see this bike right now isn't the way I bought it. Obviously, when I bought a few bits and bobs for it, it was never going to stay the same. Let's face it, none of my bikes will ever stay exactly the same as I buy them. So I suppose I should run through what I've changed. And to be fair, I bought most of this stuff before I even picked the bike up. So it was already waiting when the bike arrived. So let's go through a few things I've changed, shall we? So I thought I'd start at the front. This is obviously not the screen it came with. It came with a normal standard see-through screen. And just like with my other XR, it came with that stupid, horrible standard screen, and the wind buffeting from that was horrendous. So I knew that was going to go straight away. So I actually ordered the MRA touring screen that I had on the last one. I've still got it, don't get me wrong, it's in the garage. I'll put a little picture up here. Now, I did see this online. It was £130 down to 60 quid. And I thought, well, I'm not going to pass up on that offer. You know, a sports screen for the XR for that sort of price. Be silly to let that go. I'm not overly keen on the fact that you can see obviously the sort of mount for the sat nav, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can just get rid of it, but then I don't like that bit of it. Although, to be fair, with these little bits down here, it doesn't actually look that bad, but I'll get used to it. Doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, so I actually got sport screen, and I have got the touring screen when I take it on tour, because 100% will be going on more tours again. Now, when I got the bike, I had S1000XR here in white with big, bold XR writing, and I think it looked pretty crap, to be honest with you. It's the only bit of white on the bike, apart from the BMW badge, but it just didn't look right. Obviously, my last bike had the carbon and the XR sort of embedded into that, but in black. You couldn't really see it very well, but it looked really smart. This is just plain black, and I just felt that big, bold white XR looked a bit naff, so got rid of that, both sides, and I replaced it with a tiny little decal there of S1000XR, and I think personally, that looks so much better. So on my last XR, you'll know that I fitted a tank bag to it. I had the Givey tank bag, absolutely fine, not a problem, but I just felt when I actually bought this one, I put it on the bike and it just looked huge. And that was one thing I did actually whinge about quite a few times about it. It was just a little bit too big. So I decided to go for a smaller one this time. I went for a SW Motec Day bag, I think it's called. And it's a little bit smaller. It's probably about 4 or 5 litres smaller, but I'll be honest, it's much, much better. It's more suited to the bike, and I mean, in my honest opinion, I think it actually made better. Just feels nicer, looks smarter. Yeah, so yeah, tank bag. Always gonna have a tank bag on my bikes. Now we come to the best bit, in my opinion. So this bike came with the standard exhaust, just a plain silver thing. Obviously, you know that I wasn't a fan of the Aqua on this bike, and to be honest with you, the standard can was pretty much identical. So I hunted around, before I even bought the bike home, I hunted around for a decent sounding exhaust. And this one come up. This is the Arrow Race Tech exhaust. Now obviously I have done the whole servo delete as well, so that's obviously gone. This has got no baffle in it, because I've took the baffle out, because why would you buy an exhaust and leave the baffle in? Want some noise? So yeah, baffle's out, and this does sound so much better. In actual fact, what I'll do is I'll put some clips in this video of it sounding before the exhaust change and after the exhaust change. And I'll just bear in mind, before was standard, after was the exhaust with the baffle removed and the servo eliminator fitted. The servo eliminator isn't going to make that much difference to the initial sound of it, because they're both set up on cold. So, but just as to the sound, this exhaust, if you've got an XR, you want it to sound a bit more meaty, this bad boy is the one to go for. So there we go, guys. This is Manor Baby with all the parts fitted, and like I said, I am a very, very happy boy. Well, actually, I am still waiting for some tank pads to come on here. They haven't arrived as yet, but other than that, this is how the bike's going to stay. Obviously, this time I haven't got the panniers for it. I have got a top box, red top box as before. It came with the bike, but it didn't come with the panniers. I mean, I had the panniers before, and I probably used them twice in 2 years. Didn't really warrant the price of them, so I didn't see the point of going for panniers. Yes, I wanted a top box, but the panniers, kind of pointless in my opinion. I might just put a bag on the back of the pillion seat or go touring, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, there you go. I am very, very happy. I am going to miss my Aprilia, I'm not going to lie. They are absolutely phenomenal bikes. I'm really, really going to miss the sound of it, because although this does sound better than it used to, the Aprilia is unbeatable in my opinion. But hopefully this one won't try and kill me. Anyway guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you look forward to plenty more videos with my new XR. I have still got my Ducati, to be fair, in the garage, and there'll be plenty of videos on that, and still got the monkey bike. That Ducati is not going anywhere. It's just basically a bigger monkey bike. I have so much fun on that, but I know I'm going to be just as happy riding this as well. So yeah, catch you on the next one.